How do you overcome a super saturated internet platform to actually make music and music content that is discoverable for people? We're going to talk about that, and it's coming up next. Hey guys, Lennon here, soundandpatternsmusic.com. Thanks so much for being here today. If you don't know me, I am a musician, a producer, a mix engineer. I'm also a music branding strategist. I've had the opportunity to be on a few Billboard Top 200 records. I've toured the country. I've got to do some really fun and cool stuff. And I say this because when it comes to the grand scheme of the music business, I am still so far down on the totem pole that it's ridiculous. But the fact that I have still been so blessed to do so many cool things with my career should be an encouragement to you, because I know that there is an abundance of opportunities for you guys out there to create value for other people with your music. The internet is an amazing place. You have a limitless opportunity to create something that could be discovered by someone else. The problem with that is obviously that there are thousands upon thousands of hours of content that are uploaded every single day. So how do we stand out and make sure that our stuff is available to the people that will enjoy our stuff? Today I'm going to talk about 3 steps that'll do just that for you. This is going to let you get your music out there and allow you to reach more of your 1,000 true fans on a deeper level. So the first thing is we have to talk about what makes something discoverable. The same thing that makes something discoverable is what also makes it shareable. And what makes something shareable? Good content. Good content is something that actually has a purpose behind it. So every time you make something, you need to ask yourself this question: what is the purpose of this content? Now, there are 3 main purposes that you should be thinking about. Number 1, is this meant to be discoverable? Is this meant to be a part of a community or community-driven content, something that's gonna bring my fans and my community together? Or is this a sales video, something that's pitching my music, something that's pitching my merch, something that's getting things out to my existing fans that's gonna allow them to give value back to me? So making sure that each piece of content has its own particular purpose is going to allow you to build your community and allow that community to share your content, your music, and your story. Remember, your story is who you are, and a lot of you aren't giving that context. So please make sure that you're telling your story in your stuff so people have something they can relate to. It's the human interaction that allows us to pair with one another. I attended Vid Summit in Los Angeles last year, and the CEO of Patreon, Jack Conte, gave an awesome talk where he spoke about the idea of knowing what's in your box. So he had a whole list of things that he would never stray from. Really great chord progressions or cool colored chords, striving to expand the arrangement of things, whatever his box was, he was not gonna stray from that ever. And then anything that was outside of that made it fair game to package his stuff. So what he realized is that it might have just been about taking his blue box and making it a red box, which would make it more appealing to someone else. So something outside of your box might be, doing cover songs or collaborating with other people or whatever, anything that you're not opposed to doing that will get the contents of your box to someone else. You should be thinking about that. So within this idea is the key. Number 1, know the purpose of your content. Number 2 is make content that leads people to your music. If you have trouble knowing what you want to talk about, maybe you should just be documenting your journey for a while and putting that stuff out there, and soon you're going to start to realize what resonates with you and your fans, and that can be the kind of stuff that you start to talk about more often. And then number 3, make sure that you experiment and refine. Remember, nearly every social media platform gives you tons of analytics that you can go in and see what's working and what's not. On YouTube, there's audience retention. On Instagram stories, you can see who's clicked through. You can see how many people have viewed your stories or your posts. I would say every month, go through and pick the things that are working the best and figure out how you can replicate very similar styles of content that push people toward your music. I'm going to remind you, you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. If you find somebody that does this really well, experiment with their tactics, use their techniques, and see how they actually work for you. When you actually start to implement these tactics that allow you to make content with a purpose, you will see growth in your music. This video gives you 7 tips on how to grow your music following, so go ahead and check that video out. I think you'll find a lot of great value there. Consider subscribing if you dig this content, and I'll see you in this video.